Today, I'm dyeing my hair. Let me walk you through it. I've had this blue-green thing for a few months now, but the thing is, when I initially dyed my hair and bleached it, I didn't get it as light as I needed to.
Yes, if you want to have very beautiful colors, you need to go as white as possible, as less orange pigments that you can get. The more orange or yellow pigments there are in your hair, it will be affecting your color that you will put on your hair.
So whenever the blue fades, it always fades to this like very ugly, mucky green color because I didn't tone out any of the yellow. Blue and yellow make green, so it makes sense that it would fade to a green. I want to do it again, get all of that brassy yellow tone out and have a really, really crisp blue. And I want it to be a lighter blue. I'm going for more of a like bubblegum cotton candy color.
Then you'll really need to go to platinum blonde. That will damage your hair because first you have to strip that color, and blue, yes, it fades very quickly, but the last pigment's very difficult to get out, so you need to go to completely white. I'm a little bit afraid of this video, but if you think that the blue will not wash off on platinum hair, think again. It fades a little bit less if you wash your hair with cold water.
The first thing we're going to do is cut my hair. There are just places where I see it could be shaped a little better. Just like carving all these little areas out before I get to dyeing.
That's a good thing. If you want to cut a big piece of your hair, it's better to cut it before. I know it will be damaged and maybe you will cut it again afterwards to get off the dead pieces. So the more hair you will cut, the less bleach product you will need.
We're gonna do the wolf cut method where you do like one big ponytail on top of your head, cut, and then you do another ponytail with just the front, cut, and then I think you do a third ponytail with just the bang section.
I don't want to say it, but I'm so sick and tired of these ponytail techniques. I know it's difficult to cut your hair by yourself, but this ponytail technique, maybe I should do the ponytail technique by myself, watching the tutorial, and see if it's really bad or is it just the people that are doing a bad job.
I'm gonna split these ponytails into two, just because my hair is so thick, and we'll just make sure that the ponytails are even.
And I say it again and again and again. To cut your hair, you need to make your hair wet.
All right, so we've got two ponytails, two lines to cut. I just think this is gonna make my life easier and hopefully doesn't mess things up.
That's a new hairstyle, right there, with the two ponytails. Okay. They're good.
All right,
scissors.
let's pull this down, see what we're working with. Nice. Good.
Of course it's nice, it's curly hair. You can do this technique if you have curly hair, because curly hair you will never see a cutting line because the hair is wavy. If you are cutting your hair and you say, "Ugh," you see the cutting lines, you have two options. Or you're taking a thinning scissor, but small teethed, not big teethed, otherwise there are big chunks out of it, and you can cut the line out of it. Or you can do your hair in curls, because curly hair never shows a bad haircut.
And as always, I'm using the L'Oreal Quick Blue Powder Bleach and 30 Volume Cream Developer, also from L'Oreal.
I'm so happy that it's not 40. Now you will get rid of the blue pigments and it's already one huge bleach that you are going to use with this 30 volumes.
So normally if you're bleaching on virgin hair, you would do the mids and ends first, and then you would add the roots once the rest of the hair got to like a pale blonde color. But since my hair is already processed, we're not going to do that. Honestly, I probably should be doing like these mid sections first. But again, I don't know where the color is and where the virgin hair is. I'd rather just have it all lift, see where the dark spots are. So let's get to it.
So you're going to do it all in once. First, focus on these cosmetic pigments. Then you will have blonde, pale yellow, I don't know, on the length. Then, indeed, you will need to do the regrowth without touching the scalp, because that hurts the most. You don't have to damage your scalp unnecessary. You try to even the lengths and this regrowth without the scalp even. And if everything is perfectly blonde, then you will touch up the scalp. In one application, 10 vol, that's enough.
Oh, and also my plan, if everything goes wrong and my hair falls out, I'm just gonna shave my head, which I know sounds scary, but for me, it's kind of been my plan regardless to shave my head. There are just a few colors I wanna get through first.
Listen very carefully if you're watching these videos as a tutorial. These people don't care if their hair is damaged. They are having in their mind a plan of going buzz cut it. Okay, she's taking sections and it seems like fine sections enough. So that's a good thing.
I did this last time where I mixed 2 scoops, but my hair takes 4 scoops. Now, ideally, you should probably mix it all beforehand, but I'm pretty fast with my application. Fast but thorough, I think, hopefully. I'm confident.
You already see that she has done many hair videos or hair transformations of color. She knows what she's doing. She knows already that there are 4 scoops needed. So why the hell do people think that 2 sachets that they buy in Sally's will be enough for a full head? And she's not finished because this will not be the only bleach application.
Oh my God, a tear just fell down my eye. My eyes are watering like crazy right now. I'm going fast. I feel like my application process has been decent. Laying it on nice and thick. I am slightly worried about my hair health. My hair is quite resilient though, so praying for no breakage. Oh man, I'm still crying.
But you are doing the roots already, so you are damaging your scalp.
I was wrong about the ratio. It was 5, not 4 scoops of bleach. So we're gonna need a bigger bowl next time.
You see, 5 scoops for just the first application. So people, please buy a big box, not of Quick Blue, but from Blonde Me, for example. The link is in the description.
All right, the bleach is in. It's already lifting quite a bit. You can see the bottom sections are already pretty lifted. We're gonna check it like every 15-ish minutes. All right, I'm gonna put a plastic bag on my head and I'll see you in 15 minutes to an hour. All right, it's been 15 minutes. Let's give it a check. Oh, nice, actually. So yeah, the midsections, as I thought, are still kind of orange, but everything else is lightening nicely. Let's give it another 15. Yeah, because there's still some blue happening on the bottom here.
Green, actually.
All right, this is what we're dealing with now. It is pretty even, which is good. And there wasn't too much breakage. There's still a few pieces that have like tones of blue and green towards the bottom, but that's fine. The biggest issue I'm seeing is where I thought the problem was going to be in like the midsections. There's like this halo effect where it's still like pretty golden, almost orange. And I just don't think that these pieces are going to be light enough to be affected by the toner that I bought.
You know before you will apply it that will be the problem, and still you say, I will do it in once. You need to do the midsections again, but you need to do that only the midsections. Otherwise, if you are overlapping with the already bleached parts in the past, that's where the breakage happens. If you are overlapping too much, bleaching your hair once will never break off your hair.
And there are some pieces that are slightly darker than others. Like this is probably the worst piece that we're dealing with. I want to dry it and see how I feel. See if it's worth going in with another round of bleach just in those darker spots, or if I go ahead with the toner, knowing that the toner isn't going to work terribly well on those places and just hoping that the blue covers everything up. So let me get it dried and see what it's looking like when it's dry, because when it's wet, it's always a little bit darker. But everything else I'm very happy with. Much more even than I actually expected it to be. Okay, so this is where we're at. My hair is very dry, but it isn't breaking. And as you can see, we do have this midsection situation where it's significantly darker. It actually looks worse in the camera.
So you need to bleach that again. You cannot put blue on top of that.
I'm sort of gauging this by how easy it was to dry my hair, because normally if your hair is super damaged, it won't dry. Like if it's bleached to the point where it's going to fall off, it like literally will not dry.
You have experience in that?
I think my biggest concern is that the places where it's still darker, that's color that's not lifting. You know, it's not like it's my natural hair. It's literally like a color that won't come out. So I am a little nervous that I'm going to do this.
You did some dark roots on some point. So yeah, if it's box dye, not easy.
This time I'm going to use a brush. I really only use a brush if I'm looking for accuracy. Normally when I'm like bleaching my whole head, I just kind of get messy with it, but not this time. We need precise application, or precise enough.
Okay, this will not be easy to do every time that small section, but she's trying, she's doing a good job. But we never heard how much volume she used.
I'm a little worried this is where it all goes wrong. My hair breaks off, but we're trying not to overlap too much. Just get the pieces we need.
That's very important that you don't overlap. For me, to be sure of your blue, I would do a quick wash over the lengths where the green pigments are.
That's really
dark.
bad. That's like fully still brown.
That's nearly untouched. So take fine sections so every strand has enough bleach. That's very important here. Otherwise, your work is for nothing. And again, she has to go to a party this evening.
All right, now it's time for the top. This is obviously the section I'm trying the hardest on. It's the front.
If you are a person that are loving to change colors so frequently, maybe invest in some good wigs. There are really quality wigs around there, and then you have a different color and a different haircut.
The moment where I should have stopped. That all my hair is going to break right at this section.
Okay, but it seems that she's doing a good job. She's really taking fine sections. Well, she's taking sections and she's trying to do only the darker pieces. So that's a good thing.
All right, we'll give that some time and pray for me. My hair is melting off now. We're not gonna do that anymore. This is not good. I've actually never had that happen before. My hair melting off.
Every time, every bleach session is closer to damaged hair. So if you are changing your color frequently, on some point, and normally you don't get a warning. I think you have a warning now, so consider yourself lucky and think about it if you are wanted to change your hair in next month.
So we have the Ion Cream in Snow Cap and using an Ion 10 volume developer.
Oh, now you're going to tone to platinum? Okay, that can work. That can work. But I don't know that ionic metallic color, so never tested it, so I don't know what the outcome will be. It will neutralize, so that's a good thing. But are we going to see the blue pigment or are you going to stay it blonde? So let's see. Maybe she will stop messing with her hair. And if she gets a nice blonde with that tone, she will keep it for a little bit of time. But there are people who like to change, and for a longer period of time, they will never have the same color. I say it again, wigs.
Okay, this blonde is kind of a vibe. It's a lot more even than I expected it to be. And part of me is like, do I just like live my best blonde life for like 2 days? Give my hair a little break, like deep condition it right now, go out with my friends, and then in a few days, dye it blue?
I would say this is a very, very, very beautiful color. Wait a little bit longer than 2 days to dye it blue. I know you like blue, but this is really a good result.
Okay, so this hair is a vibe. This is really cool. I'm happy with how this looks. As I said, I am going to put the blue, but I wanted to just check it out. Another thing I did is I have a dry shampoo that's sort of tinted brown. I sprayed it very lightly on my roots just because my roots were a little bit too bright. And I really think it evened it out nicely. And I'm excited to go out with this hair today.
Okay. I really like that color. The color in the beginning with that blue and green, it's more you. All I'm going to say today is Chaukas.